So, to those in a second, I just want to jump into rivalries tab here. All right,
Oh,
so we've got. There we go. Okay, so up the top, you're gonna see kind of more rivalry data for top ranked players, but I made a special table for the tornadoes specifically.
come on now.
So on the left, you've got matches. On the right, you've got games. We're gonna talk about some of the matches, but I want to focus on the opening match of the tournament, which is you guys against Sweeney Neal. You have never played them. None of you have ever played them. Isn't that interesting? The 0-1 that you see for you and Tom against Sweeney is when you played us
Yeah.
in the first year, and you took game one off us. You made us sweat. We had to dig deep to take you
That was
down.
a good year for us.
It was your best year.
It was our best year,
It was your best year. You guys got fourth place, and you almost took down the 1 seed in Tougas Sweeney. It took us to third game. But so, it's kind of interesting. It seems like you guys end up against. It looks like generally you're playing me. You've got and Mez. It seems like the
I was about to say maybe Bryson and Mez have been
yes,
early round matchups.
You've got 3 series losses to Mez and presumably Bryson, right? Because I haven't played with him before. So yeah, it's a little different than what you're used to seeing in the first round. And so I kind of wanted to just see first matchup, what have you been seeing in the film room? Obviously, all eyes are on that Sweeney Neal team. You got a sort of scouting report. What's the approach going into that specific matchup?
I mean, it's going to be a tough matchup right off the bat. I've heard, I wasn't there, but I've heard Sly was throwing jalapenos like caps, like you wouldn't believe.
Absolutely.
Like having a real good performance.
At the Fountain Wedding, yeah.
At the Fountain Wedding, yeah.
God, it was crazy, yeah.
There's just something about Tom that I'm always expecting a big day out of him. Mm-hmm. He's got that gamer mentality where he comes in and he just plays. So I think if we were to channel the energy, we would be in a good spot. But man, it's going to be tough right off the bat anyways. Like it's the defending champs. I will say though, did Sweeney and Tatum start off a little slow in Jackson last year?
So the interesting thing about their run last year in Jackson is that every series they played went to game 3. That's right. That's probably why you thought that.
That's right.
They didn't really blow anybody out. It was a more kind of workman-like, just a grind of a slog for them. But they got it done, obviously.
Yeah.
Even though those series went to game 3, I think the only team that really had them sweating was Mez and Bryson. I will admit that Brown and I really by them, especially in the finals.
Yeah.
Decisive 3-game series, but 3-game series nonetheless, right?
Yeah. I mean, something people aren't talking about coming into Chamonix is that Sweeney has decided he's not boarding.
Yeah.
Tatum hasn't had a day of boarding in this year. Mm-hmm. So does that translate to Beirut? Do they start off cold?
It would be interesting to see. We have no idea what their preparation schedules have looked like. Yeah. I haven't heard a peep out of San Francisco, and I know that my partner Mez was telling me that he hasn't heard of Sweeney throwing a cap in a while.
Wow.
So but then that kind of begs the next question is, what are the tornadoes doing to prepare? What's the training regiment looked like, for everybody on the team? I'm kind of interested to get a look inside with the last month or two leading up. I mean, obviously we've played some events together, but we'll get to those in a sec. But, more in the lab, what's going on?
I don't want to give away too much, obviously.
Of course.
There's a lot of real good stuff happening in the lab. We've been having 2-week check-ins, man.
2-week check-ins?
We have been rigorous about it. I mean, I wouldn't say that Sly is necessarily putting in, the work per se physically, but mentally he seems to be locked in.
Okay.
I'm hearing good stuff out of Tom. Tom's been throwing caps. And then obviously I've been out here having a pretty decent showing, at least when we talk about Park City.
Sure.
I felt like I was throwing well there.
Absolutely.
Last weekend in Wolf Creek, we had the extended table, further back throwing.
Yep.
And I feel like that's where we've kind of fallen apart in the past, is on the shorter tables, we actually lock in very well. But the long tables, was it Telly?
Telly was that was the longest table ever. I think probably had to be 10 feet.
Yeah.
Normally we're playing at 8. Big difference, yeah.
And I think we just weren't locked in there. And so I think we're going to have a different showing. It's going to depend on tables.
Yeah.
What tables do we have any intel on the tables?
Not much.
Okay.
I found one picture on the Airbnb. I was poking around the other day. it's a weird angle. It's hard to tell because the height of the table's a factor too, right?
Yeah.
So we're not going to really know till we get in there.
They're European tables. We don't know those tables.
No, any beef house you walk into, that's kind of the beauty of this event. You got to adapt, and you got to adapt quick.
You got to adapt quick. Yeah. So yeah, I wish we had a little more intel on the playing conditions out there, but we're doing what we can right now, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, that's good. Well, so that kind of segues me into another question. I'm on the preparation side of things, so I was looking also at elevation.
Ooh,
Les Ouches is at a lower elevation than ever. Let me check the number here. It's roughly 3,200 feet is where the beef house is going to be sitting.
Wow.
So we live obviously at the Mile High, and you get up to a place like, say Big Sky, right? You're up in the 6s, maybe 7s, right, for thousands of feet. So this is the lowest elevation beef house ever.
That's interesting.
So, I don't know, have you considered that? I mean, does that change your mindset? In terms of preparation.
Yeah. It absolutely does.
Right, density. I mean, same thing as kickers in the NFL, right?
I think where we excel usually when I'm thinking of just flying myself is that we can put them back, and so we're operating very well at high altitudes.
Sure.
Where obviously the lightweights are getting hit earlier. Yeah. This is going to probably favor you. I think this is a good year to probably pick you. I'm not saying that like that's a deciding factor, but I would say the beers put down to elevation is going to swing your way. So it's big.
That still advantages you. If you think about it in a way, I mean, you're going to get the same benefit by existing at this altitude and then dropping down.
That's fair.
It's really more an issue for the coastal men.
You do feel like when you go from Denver down in elevation, you can put them back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Put them back. I remember when I used to be a jogger, you'd go down to Phoenix, I'd feel like I was a, superhuman running out there. So we get that working for teams like ourselves, and now Chado will benefit from it, but most of the players this year are coastal.
They are coastal. A lot of East Coast. Yeah, a couple. I mean, obviously, Tatum and Vogue out west. Mm-hmm. We're also doing it. I mean, we always do it early.
Yeah.
We always do Saturday night. One of the first nights. Mm-hmm. Is jet lag going to play a difference? Do the East Coasters have the advantage over the West Coasters here?
No, that's an interesting point. Because, assuming we finish this ski day at, 3, 4 p.m.
Yeah.
If we get everybody get to take a break, eat a little bit, get situated. We're playing at 5, 6 p.m. start time. Their time. For us, that's morning.
That's morning.
The East Coast guys, they're they're afternoon.
Yeah.
They're kind of a little more in a normal circadian rhythm. Now, that's a question, but, I think about last year, you came in from India. You flew halfway across the world last year.
I did.
Now, it wasn't a good showing.
It wasn't
a memorable tournament.
It wasn't a good showing.
But is there a learning moment from that?
Yeah.
That you can take with you to this one?
I think it's more about preparation. Could I have put more beers down in India? To help advantage myself rolling into Beef House? I think the answer is clearly yes. I think that's what I didn't do enough of.
Yeah.
I think the other question is, what beers are we drinking?
It's going to be a variable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't even thought of that. I've thought about a lot of things. I haven't thought about that.
There's a lot of heavier beers in Europe.
That's true.
Yeah. Do we have a Natty Light, style beer that we can get over there?
I mean...
Hams.
I don't think we're going to get anything like that. I mean, I would say a beer that we're all pretty familiar with that may exist. Maybe something like Heineken.
Sure.
Not the lightest beer. It drinks light, though.
Yeah,
voted one of the best club beers, right?
Okay.
So good for a physical activity like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's something I'm thinking about. Or do you get lucky and you find some low proof like Amstel?
Yeah.
That would probably be your only thing that I can think of that's very low proof, but at that point it's a little suspect. That shit's like 3.5%.
Yeah. Especially playing at a low elevation.
Yeah.
I feel like we do have to probably set a percentage like low barrier. Nothing below 4.
No, you can't have that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
See kind of what we're handed, in both those regards.
What would you say? How's your preparation going? What are you looking at? How are you looking at your tournament?
Yeah, no, I would say it's been a slow build. I didn't really get to play at all in December, for example.
Yeah.
January. Kind of got a couple Caps games here and there with my buddy Dave out here. But, Heber City was a disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Vogue and I came in as what some would have thought would be dubbed a super team, right?
Yeah.
2025 Player of the Year versus the greatest of all time on one team, right?
Yeah.
Big team. We kind of got our asses handed to us. You guys won 4 out of 6 games against us.
Yeah.
And you were the standout.
I did think I was playing well.
You really kind of showed some serious stuff there, and we were feeling lost at points. But then Wolf Creek happened, and all of a sudden, I'm feeling like I'm back.
Yeah,
that was a display.
That was quite the display.
I would say outside of Tyler, who did a phenomenal job for a rookie, I kind of ran that event. I would say 2 of the 3 titles that were handed out were mine, and the only one that I didn't win was when we were partners.
Yeah,
but it was really a factor of we kind of hit a cold spell in the finals because we came off some games where I hit 12 caps in a row, and we were doubling up. We were kind of ran through the early part of that, and the finals fell
It was
apart.
a long table, too.
Well, we had to. The table itself was short, but we had to
count for it.
No, it was an imprecise table.
Yeah, it really was.
We had no idea.
Shooting from the bathroom.
No idea. People you can't even see your partner at points, right? But I felt pretty confident about that, and I've been shooting a little bit in here. I got this box set up over there that you can kind of see. With some cups on it, but that's actually this one. Over there we got some cups. Just if I'm just bored hanging out and I got a couple minutes, just throw a couple caps out. But I love the partnership that's happening. Obviously, Mez and I don't get to play with each other a lot, but we've done well when we have.
Is this your first beef house together?
It is.
Yeah, that's big.
Well, because we're both loyalists.
Right.
Him and Bryson have been playing together since freshman year.
They've been a good team.
And Ben and I have been playing against his freshman year of college. So it's these are decade-long partnersps. So
it's tough to hear about Keller.
Yeah,
but obviously he's got a lot of exciting things going on in his life. So
no, it's not the best year for him.
Yeah,
I kept checking in with him, but I kind of started to realize about a month ago I checked in. I was like, okay, there is a very low percentage chance it's Ben. It's gonna be me and Mez probably. So, which is again, like obviously I love Ben. I love playing with him, but it's a new opportunity.
It really is.
Couldn't bring Brown to the promised land last year, but Mez is a much more tenured player.
He is.
He has a lot more experience. He has a title. He has 2 titles.
He has 2 titles.
1 Beef House, and then that Boston championship that he
gets hot too. I thought he played well in Wolf Creek. I thought it was a great warm up for him, and I think you guys are going to have like a real chance at winning it all, especially potentially being the hottest team coming into the tournament.
Yeah.
I think there's a real chance that you guys take this one.
No, and it's interesting. And we're going to take a look at the betting board, but first we got a message from our sponsors. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard of it, there's this hot product on the market. It's been around for a while, at least since 2019, Joshua Tree skincare products. Now, one of the best brands in the business as far as chapstick goes. Organic, essential oils getting used in these tubes, and a lot of different flavors to choose from. You can kind of walk around on a day with multiple tubes, for different stages of your day. You could have a coffee flavor in the morning, then a lavender before bed.
Mojito,
great one. Lots of options. Treat your significant other or yourself to what I just purchased here, the 47 flavor pack. All sorts of different flavors. You get 1 of each. Or just become a member of the Chapstick of the Month Club. I know there's people out there like Drew Vogue who've done this. You get a new flavor every month, and you get 3 tubes. So great way to keep the face moisturized and not dry, especially out there in the mountain.
Sure.
Anyways, all right, we're back here. So we're moving into the next stage, something a little newer. This was a little bit teased last year in the finals. Our good friend Matt Samini was organizing some live betting during the championship last year.
He was doing a great job.
He did a great job, had all the fans engaged. Yeah. And so I figured, with the year that we're having, when you've got, less matches, but increased value and importance of each match, I figure we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a full betting table this year. We're going to allow players to bet both futures and game-specific bets.
Are you asking beef members that aren't going, are you allowing them to place bets?
Live bets will be probably challenging or near impossible. Maybe we'll allow people to get in there at certain checkpoints along
probably
the way.
Future maybe.
Yeah,
if you're trying to take the Tornadoes to win it.
Sure. Like they're going to be allowed anything, from now until the end of or until gameplay happens. But I'll give everybody a look at the initial board here. Let's see, how do I zoom in on this again?
Just do the. I got it.
Go. All right, perfect. So obviously you've got your teams. These are tentative team names. I know these are Tornadoes and Sinclair.
I was about to say one of those is locked in.
Tornadoes is locked. Sinclair Brothers is locked. Chowder Eating Cunts, that's what they've been the last 2 years. That was an assumption. And Honor Code Violators is pretty classic. So, unless something crazy happens, but, the fact remains those are our teams. So just think of them as 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we move into the board. So, you're going to have all sorts of action here, and the way the schedule works is right here. So this is everybody's first look at the schedule. You're going to see everything broken down into rounds. So round 1, you'll have 2 matches. Round 2, 2 matches. Round 3. The thing about round 3, we're going to employ a dynamic scheduling. You kind of see this in the ATP Tour Finals, which is the best reference point we had for this, where you have a round-robin stage with 4 people.
Okay.
And those will be we'll decide the order of those matches based on, importance, right?
Yeah.
So if for some reason number 2, is undefeated and they're going to that match, whereas Sweeney versus the Chato and Vogue team is an elimination match, then we're probably going to put that elimination match second, for example, just for viewership and to kind of build the hype of things. So, but either way, we still have the line set for those games. So we're obviously going to focus here on this one. This is our first match, the opening match of the tournament. We've got, the Tornadoes versus the Honor Code Violators. Plus 325 odds for the series. 47.5 cups total.
Okay.
And a negative 8 cup spread. So you're a heavy underdog, obviously, in this one.
Yeah.
But, so that's, it's an uphill battle,
Wow, and you got the exact lines. 2-0, 2-1, 1-2, 0-2. Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
It's very similar, honestly. Obviously I love tennis, but there were a lot of analogies, because, tennis, it's best 2 out of 3 sets. So, I was able to kind of draw, some similar types of data that you'd see in those formats.
Okay.
We added margin bets, for fun, or, degenerates that want to get in all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
And then this is...
That's a Samini task right there.
Yeah. And then this is the next area. You're right now opening at plus 1,200 to win the tournament. There's not even a number on it for you to go undefeated. But we have you at plus 135 to just win one series.
Yeah.
And then plus 400 to make the finals.
So is the 3 seeds Chato Vogue?
Yeah.
I think they deserve a 3-0 RR.
Probably have to move. Yeah, I'll have to come up with something for that one.
You could throw Tornadoes at plus 10,000.
Yeah, well, we might as well.
Yeah.
We'll do 9,000.
I
don't want to get hosed out here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, we'll get them. Chato and Vogue, to go 3-0. All right.
There you go.
It's off the top.
That's the finalized line.
It's off the top of the head. Just a quick, But the interesting thing that these numbers. So this was I will say a little adapted. I employed a little bit of analysis help from AI.
Yeah.
On this one, you're obviously an AI proponent.
Sure.
So AI.
All of them.
All of the fun futuristic.
Give me all of them. Yeah.
But the one thing that I noticed out of this was, it seemed AI, and based on kind of the conversation you and I had,
Alan Iverson.
That's kind of Alan Iverson. I was on the horn with him the other day.
Yeah, he's talking.
I wanted to get his take. That podcast will be released after this one.
Yeah.
But basically, it seems like, and this is kind of what I was leading into before our ad break, was that it does seem like, despite Sweeney and Neal's success at this event, Tougas and Mez are a betting favorite.
It's interesting.
And, even your kind of initial thought was, again, the preseason lead up, there's a little bit of momentum going in with this 2 seed. It's really kind of a shared 1 seed is kind of how I'm feeling about it. There are 2 top dogs. Then you've got this Chato Vogue team, right, who's kind of, they're in a similar situation to you. They've never had a better chance to make a final, right? They're a perennial 3rd and 4th place team.
Well, it's a question of, has Neil been focusing on AI too much? And I think that's a worry.
It's a good question. It's a very good question.
It's not a worry if you're an Asterolab stockholder, of course.
No.
But
no, you're loving.
Are we walking in, warm? I don't think so. I think you guys have the edge. So
No, we'll see. I mean, there's obviously going to be a little bit of Friday night shenanigans probably going down to settle into the Les Ouches home.
Yeah.
Chalet de Boeuf. But as far as the tournament day goes, the only person who's really going to be able to prepare is going to be Sweeney.
Yeah.
And your two partners.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's you got to be looking at that as an advantage, and that's the other nice thing about 1v4 playing each other first. You have a lot of non-skiers in the first match.
I don't know if we can rely on them to be practicing, but yeah.
Sweeney, we can rely on to be practicing.
Yeah. No,
we saw it last year.
Yeah,
I went home from the mountain sick, and I get home, and sure enough, Sweeney and Bryson are tossing caps.
Yeah.
So I think Sweeney is liking the way that worked out for him last year.
Do we have a tub this year?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
It's got a very scenic view.
That's going to be awesome. One.
It is. Yeah.
It is. But I will say that's a big distraction for Sly.
It could be. Yeah, it could be an issue for him. Yeah, that's a very good point.
It might be too picturesque, and that's the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, is he going to spend too much time in the tub on Friday or during the day Saturday and dehydrate himself?
Do we have
all of a sudden your beer advantage,
Yeah. If he's been boozing for 12 hours, low rest.
Where's the endurance going to come in? If you somehow do make finals, how does that best of 7 go?
Yeah.
It's a marathon of a finals.
It really is.
Longevity will be rewarded.
I think another line we got to have here is, does the hot tub survive this beef house?
Yeah, we could have that as a little prop over here.
Yeah, I think that's one that Bryson's going to be hitting hard. He's done a lot of intel on a lot of tubs.
Yeah, I mean, he knows a good amount about that.
He does. He's been in the green tub in Telly. Yeah. He's broken a couple other tubs, taking a piss in them.
He's been known to do it. I mean, Thankfully we don't have him here. That would definitely change the way this line is structured. But yeah, no, that's an interesting one. I mean, I think about it. I mean, how many beef houses have we had? Tubs broken on one of them.
I would say 2. 1.5. We'll say 1.5. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Whistler. Whistler. Yeah, that was poisonous.
Yeah, and some still say that it was because of the urine that was found in the hot tub. But that could also be a European move to pee in hot tubs. I feel like that's pretty European.
I mean, what if they have a totally different chemical structure that they're peeing these tubs with, right?
100%.
I mean, that's a very astute.
We don't know if they deal with pee better in hot tubs than Americans.
There's a lot of unknowns.
There's a lot of unknowns.
We're starting to realize this conversation alone.
This is how we've hashed out that there's a lot of unknowns out there.
We've got a lot of But so there's some interesting lines. You know, I think we're going to see a lot of action, some tempting items to get into here. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, I wanted to just ask I had one other question I was interested in talking about. I wanted to see what your selection criteria was for your team this year.
For my team this year? Well, I'll say this.
I mean, obviously a storied group of individuals.
I was about to say, yeah.
So, how'd you settle on Slyman and Thomas? Maybe we'll get a little bio on each of them out of you.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I mean, I feel like there's somewhat of a fraternity of tornadoes. Like I think if Chris Robb could have made it this year, we might have had the Twisters and the Tornadoes. It's tough to break away from a team with that much history. Whether it's good or bad history, that's up for you to decide. But yeah, I mean they're both boys that love to put beers back, and I think we're gonna have a good showing in Chamonix. Yeah.
No, I mean I'm interested.
Should we swipe over to the historic stats?
I think it's time. I think it's time to do that. This isn't the best. This isn't the most appealing graphic for your team. No series wins for any of you against our current field of competitors. Obviously, people that aren't in this tournament. But yeah, let's jump over to rankings. We'll take a look at what's going on here. So, one of the biggest things that I notice here when I look at this Tornadoes team is Thomas Szepecki.
Sure.
Ranked 13th out of eligible players. Obviously, we got a lot of players who've been dropped in the rankings due to attendance issues. But Thomas Shepetsky, type of guy that you'll see maybe, once every other beef house.
Yep.
He's got a good efficiency rating. And
really
I think
does.
he, based on that, is maybe the ringer of this team. Obviously, you're the team captain. That's well established. There's never been a tornado unit without you.
Absolutely.
But, Thomas Shepetsky, I mean, look at this. I mean, obviously, things drop off quick once you get up outside of this top tier of players.
Yeah.
But as far as guys that are just below that Shadow Vogue tier, Shepetsky's right there.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I can expand this. We can take a look at.
I mean, yeah, he's kind of got that same role as Duncan Robinson on the Pistons,
Yeah.
He's just that white outside shooter that's just going to be hitting them from deep. So he's a ringer whenever he comes to play, it's the quantity, So we're excited to have him back this year.
Yeah, no, we're excited to see what he does, especially on home continent, right? I mean,
sure.
He's probably one of the few people that has some degree of home field advantage.
Feeling real comfortable over there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he knows his way around, but we heard a report today that he was, got an aerial view of the beef house.
Yeah.
In Mont Blanc. So
I think that's a testament to the preparation that the Tornadoes are putting in for Chamonix.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. No, it'll be interesting to see how he does, and then it'll really be interesting to see, can the curse be reversed for Jake Slyman? Obviously, 0-12 in tournament play. Not a lot of prior experience to draw on back in the undergrad era of this sport. But, is the curse going to be reversed?
Yeah.
Is this a year where you're going to finally see him start to put some positive numbers in that win column?
Mm-hmm.
And will it be enough to bring home hardware? I mean, you got to wonder, what is the goal for somebody like Slyman? Is it a title? Or is it a series win? A finals appearance? I mean, have goals been discussed with this team?
Yeah.
Or is it more just preparation ambiguous?
I think we all decided that, we're not going to Europe just to get a participation trophy. This is our Olympics. We need the podium, And so at the very least, it's absolute all-out war on Vogue and Chado.
Yeah.
Right? That's who we're gunning for, and I think this is the year that we take them down.
I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a good goal, because they're a very intriguing 3 seed, right?
Yeah.
Because Vogue has obviously shown heavy promise. I mean, last year they were a tough out.
They were.
They were pushing top-ranked teams to the limit. I had to bring out probably my best shooting of the tournament just to go toe-to-toe with Vogue. Luckily, Brown, I think I edged him out a little bit. Brown might have edged Chado out a little bit, and we got the win, but it was not easy. So, you have a strong player in Vogue, and then you have this streaky partner of his in Chado, right? He's done some good things, but he gets distracted. We saw it in Heber City. It's the moment he focuses, he plays decent. I wouldn't say he's an all-star, but he plays good when he tries, but he doesn't always try. And he's voting for you in the Fan Choice Award. It's interesting.
It is interesting. And, the battle with Chado, almost in anything, is whether you can minimize his PEDs.
Sure.
If there is a vape at the table, I think they've got a shot to take it out, to win it all. Yeah. But if we keep him, nicotine free, I don't know. Tornadoes might have it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to see, because they got to be thinking about this a similar way that you are. They're thinking they might not even be looking at you guys, which could be an advantage for you.
I don't think they're looking at us.
It could be they're looking past you, which all of a sudden makes that round 2 matchup when you play them maybe a trap game for them.
I could see it. I could see it.
Right?
And that's assuming that we don't take down Sweeney and Tatum,
Which is entirely possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think this format is going to change people's mindsets. People, Sweeney and Neal, they might think, oh, yeah, we can afford one loss and still make the title.
Sure.
Anybody could be thinking that.
Yeah.
You let your guard down, you could be toast before you know it. I mean, there's nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to hide. Everybody plays everybody. So it's really good. You are going to see the cream rise to the top this time.
It's going to be creamy.
It's going to be creamy.
Yeah.
It's going to be an absolute creamer.
It's going to be a creamer. I think the dark horse for player of the tournament is going to be Jake Slyman.
Sliman.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of good talk out of what he's been doing with jalapenos over the last few months, and I think it's going to translate to caps. So I'm expecting a big tournament out of him. Yeah, it's going to be a good week.
Well, I'm interested to see this. I mean, now that you're talking caps, right?
Yeah.
We can talk a little bit about. We've been talking beer. We've been talking tables. We've been talking. I mean,
We've talked everything.
Are you guys bringing in your own caps, or how's that going to look for you? I mean, are you going to be on the hunt for a certain type of cap out there? I mean, how's that? Is that even a consideration for this team? Obviously, because it's been a hot item. Is Sliman with the jalapenos? Is that all he can play with, or has he been troubleshooting some different, equipment in the practice gym? Has there been any talk?
In the practice handies, you're saying?
In practice handies, of course.
I wouldn't say that there's been a lot of workshopping in that department. I think I'm playing. I found a lot of luck with that Bell's Oberon cap down in not Heber City, Wolf Creek. Yeah. So I think I'll probably go with that route. I feel like, if we could get kind of like a jalapeno style beer, maybe a jalapeno style Mexican lager cap for Sly to play with. There could be a lot of good stuff there, but I don't think we've talked caps yet in the Tornadoes chat. So maybe that's something that, Chris Robb, he kind of lends us some of those caps that he's dealing with down there at Cutwater. So
yeah, that'd be interesting to see. I mean, those do qualify, even though they're not beer. They still contain alcohol.
They do.
Nobody's really played with the Cutwater.
Nobody has.
That would be groundbreaking.
It feels like it's maybe the year to do it. So we'll see.
Well, the question, I mean, how are you going to get a shipment? I mean, we leave.
I don't know if they have caps on their cans. Like, do they only have?
Do they have bottles?
I don't know if they do.
We have to talk to Chris.
And do they import them to Europe? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, this is. We might have to get him.
But a nice a nice half cap out there. Getting like a good Dunkel cap, maybe a Amstel Heineken.
Sure.
I don't know about Heineken, but I feel like the Europeans they've got thick, heavy caps. So I feel like it could be the move to play with something that you find over there.
Yeah, kind of what grows together goes together, as they say. You kind of keep it regional dependent. Maybe you'll be gifted.
Yeah.
For that type of approach. It'll be interesting to see. I was playing with the Stella cap the other day, and I liked the way it felt. So, that gave me some confidence.
Sure.
And obviously, I'm the type of guy that brings my own.
Yeah.
And I'll bring an assortment for the rest of the group, as I usually do. But I just want to see what you guys were thinking about that.
Yeah, I don't think the Tornadoes have gotten there yet, but it's gonna be soon. Yeah,
it's coming up.
We're gonna come ready. I'm telling you.
Good. Yeah. No, I mean, I think obviously I'm personally excited for you guys. It's and it seems like the fans are. We did our fan vote earlier today, and it seems like it was a unanimous decision almost. I think the only people that didn't vote for you guys were myself. I voted for myself, and Butler. Butler voted for Sweeney, which is interesting. But hey,
it's a wild card move.
Hey,
we love it out of Butler.
That's what Butler's known for.
Yeah.
He's giving those wild card takes. So the people want you, and that's obviously breaking news. So how does that's got to feel good.
Yeah.
In terms of the confidence factor and the swagger, knowing that you've got a whole army of people on U.S. soil pulling for you.
I mean, like I said, this is our Olympics, right? And it feels like we've got the weight of the country on us. And we're just out there to represent, And whether that's in caps, whether that's in opera, we're looking to rack up bills. We're looking to put caps in cups. I think we're just looking to represent. We're going to be doing that over there in Chamonix.
Well, we're excited for you. As we mentioned, everybody else is excited for you, but that's kind of all I was looking to get out of you today, unless you had any other questions for the commissioner about anything. But
I think you put together a great format for us. So, even a 4-man team, we're going to get this done. I think there's going to be a lot of betting involvement from the players back home in the U.S., so hopefully, we'll get some good action going on the lines.
Yeah, excited to see what parlays the boys cook up.
Yeah,
we're looking at you, Samini. Definitely looking at Bryson to play some heinous bets. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be one for the books. We're excited to get overseas. And, we'll see you all in a week for the big event.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us, Evan. Team captain of the Tornadoes, everybody.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers, bud.
Nice.
Wow.